A combination or push button door lock, just like this one, is a great way to add some extra security or privacy to any room in your workplace or your home. They're especially useful if, just like me, you do work from home and have a home office setup. In fact, one of the main reasons I installed mine was because our toddlers are now tall enough and able enough to open the door handles and run riot inside the room. They're not as hard to fit as you might think. All you'll need is some basic tools, and I've put links to all those in the video description. So without further ado, I'll show you how to install it. First off, decide the height at which you want the keypad to sit, and then mark the top and bottom with a pencil. I'm lining mine up with the panel effect on the door here. Then measure the distance from the top of the keypad to where the spindle will fit through. Next, use a set square to continue the line from the top of your keypad to the edge of the door and mark the height at which the spindle will sit based on the measurement we just took on the back of the keypad. Then measure the width of your door and mark the centre, ready to drill a 25mm hole. This gets quite messy, so make sure you have a vacuum cleaner on hand, as you'll need to drill a hole deep enough to accommodate the full length of the tubular latch. Once that's done, you can insert the latch and draw around it to mark out where you will need to chisel a few millimetres out, allowing the latch to sit nice and flush in the side of your door. Make sure you're using a nice sharp chisel so that your cuts are clean, ideally much sharper than the blunt thing I started off with. Once you've removed enough wood, slide the latch in and mark where the two screws will sit, then drill 2 pilot holes, pop the latch back in and fix in place with those screws to make sure it fits nice and flush. Then remove it again and measure the distance from the very edge to the centre of the spindle hole. Transfer this measurement to the door and then drill an appropriately sized hole all the way through so that when the latch is in place you can see all the way through and the spindle fits and can move freely. Then drill a second slightly smaller hole next to this one for the latch support post. The next step is to place the inside handle on and mark the 2 points at which this will be screwed down. Use a small spirit level to ensure you fit it perfectly vertically, and then drill 2 more holes straight through the door for the hexagon support posts. Fix the latch back in place, fit any rubber gaskets to the back of the keypad along with the hexagonal support posts, and then slide the keypad on and into place. Enter your code and check that the spindle A moves and B moves freely. Here it doesn't, so refer to your instructions for the correct orientation of your spindle, or just use trial and error like I did. Once that's corrected, it should turn nicely. Then just fit on the inside handle and secure in place with screws. Double check again at this point that it's definitely functioning correctly, otherwise you run the risk of either locking yourself in or outside of the room. If yours has a hold back function, you can test that this works by opening the handle and pushing the snib across. The next step is to install the striker plate inside the door frame, so gently close the door until the latch bolt is lined up with your frame and then mark the top and bottom of the latch bolt with a pencil. Then continue these markings to the inside of the door frame and then place the box keep centrally over the markings and trace around it. Then use a sharp chisel and chisel out a deep enough recess so that the box keep can sit flush in the frame. Then align both the box keep and the striker plate and trace around the striker plate so that you can chisel just a couple of millimeters away at this point, allowing the striker plate to sit flush in the frame as well. Then mark and drill some pilot holes and finally secure both the box keep and the striker plate inside the door frame. And that's it, your lock is now fitted and ready to use. Well, if you found that video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to the Switched On Network to see all our videos as soon as they go live. Click the logo that's below me right now. If you'd like to learn how to change the combination in these locks, then click the video that's just there. Or if you'd like to learn how to build the ultimate door security system with 3-factor authentication, you can click the link just down there. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.